Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Daria Reactions. I am Fred. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. We are continuing our journey through MTV's Daria. We are in season 5. And this week the episode we're going to be covering is the story of D. If memory serves me right, this is the an episode where Mr. O'Neill submits something on behalf of Daria. If memory serves me right, so it's another one of those particular plots. Again, if my memory is correct, 'cause I'm an old fat white guy. What do you? And show was on MTV when I was in high school. So, as I've said repeatedly. Now, couple of other notes here because having to get a new computer last month, at the time of this recording, and still haven't found everything that all the plugins and stuff that I was using before. We got the display capture up, so you know I'm using the DVD collection. We obviously are going to have the composite blur up. You won't hear any audio because I do a running commentary. And also, even with the composite blur up like that, YouTube was Paramount were not very kind to me, particularly with the episode "Fat Like Me." um, and there are actually two versions of that on the YouTube channel. One is actually unlisted, but I believe I also put it on the playlist, where everything that had to be edited out of it, which turned it into more of an incoherent mess, and then an alternate version that I did, where I had a fight with like one of the worst video editing softwares imaginable. Like I miss Windows Movie Maker, where I was able just to do things easily and simply. But no, every video editing software out there wants to like you to do things as if you are Kaiser Neko or some sort of stuff like that. If you don't know who Kaiser Neko is, he's the editor for Team 4 Star. So anyway, we have that up there to obscure the thing. So yes, we have evolved to almost doing things like almost every other reaction channel. Anyway, let me turn my second monitor this way. My other monitor is here to my left, which has me look. You all think I'm looking off to the right. No, I'm looking to my left. My left hand side there. But because of it and no shenanigans and things. La 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 la. Fashion Invasion Humanitarian Awards. Why? All that Sandy and Quinn aren't sitting next to each other, considering everything that happened in Fat Like Me. If you name your dog Sponge Cake, you need to have your head examined. Ellen is speaking with Rita. That the older sister or the no? Rita's the younger of Helen's sisters. Wait, what? J. Edgar Winter? What the hell? Helen is nervous as hell about Tom and Daria being in her room together. And speaking of which, here comes Tom calling. Oh no, it's Jane. Weepy, Mr. Before, Us Heroes Never Dies. Seems like good movies. I suddenly want a hoagie. The U beat, $2.99. What's that with inflation? What was Daria working on? Oh, Daria is going to submit it. So how does Mr. O'Neill factor in? Jane is very understanding. I don't wonder if this is supposed to inspire the fashion club to be more charitable. Oh, they're going to be more charitable. Okay. And Quinn is actually aware of what the Lawndale High girls soccer team is doing. Is actually pretty cool. They're going to replace a mirror. Okay, fair enough. The reflection pun was actually quite cute. Not clever, but cute. Okay, it was a terrible. Daria trying Daria's confidence about her writing is a bit odd because it's no, she is protective of her writing because it's come up before. A plastic surgeon for animals. As someone who could use liposuction, I'm not sure how to feel about that. Jake has Daria's back. Jake wrote show tunes. Oh, he did write a song. Musical comedy did not stop with Gilbert and Sullivan. It stopped. It still keeps going on. It should have stopped with the producers, mind you. Stacy, the amount of things that's wrong with you is quite extensive at this point. Wait, everyone likes the Fashion Club. I mean, everyone likes Quinn, and I know Sandy is is quite popular, but Tiffany and Stacy don't really get seen much around with. Don't seem all that popular in relation on their own. Jake is drinking again, and he doesn't know. Helen is really going all in and being overprotective of Daria as relates to Tom. Of course, Tom should be kept about 50 to 100 yards away from Daria at all times, but Tom is being supportive. Jackers and cheese? Daria doesn't like putting her work out there. I'm I'm keep thinking that somehow Mr. O'Neill is going to get involved. No, or no, Daria is doing it on her own. No, here's Mr. O'Neill. Yeah, I knew he was going to get involved somehow. Like, and how the hell did he read what was on the front of her envelope? That's what I would like to know. No, no, Mr. O'Neill cannot keep a secret. He can't keep a secret. You're not her mentor, Mr. O'Neill. Ay ay ay. It's a weird thing, you know. It's a weird thing. There is a weird the composition of wait Quinn's upper body wasn't completely lined up with her lower body, which is how she was laying down in that shot. You know, I do like the fact that we actually do see the members of the fashion club actually really writing and being and going all in on this. Uh, Actually, we saw everybody but Sandy doing something, but uh, they're putting out the newsletter. A newsletter. They're selling a newsletter. So that would make Sandy like Dave Meltzer. Yeah, Quinn is a natural salesperson. And yeah, it was very progressive for its time. Yeah, yeah, Jane was being way too enthusiastic. All right, so how the hell? When the hell does Mr. O'Neill embarrass Daria? It's probably going to be in this scene here. I, yeah, if they're dead, who's? They're not going to be thinking about it. They're not going to be feeling anything. Daria is blushing as hell. Like her cheeks got unusually red. You'd think that she was breaking out in hives again. Yeah, you blurted out, you freaking dingus. There's a reason why I would like Mr. DiMartino more than Mr. O'Neill, and I like Mr. O'Neill, but Mr. DiMartino knows when to keep his damn mouth shut. He didn't. Daria wasn't telling anyone. It was Mr. O'Neill who blurted out. Brittany actually caught on Daria's sarcasm there. Again, it's one we haven't talked about that a lot in recent weeks, months. With but Brittany's a lot smarter than she lets on. Mr. Mrs. Branch is a wait. Mrs. Branch and Mr. O'Neill use oils. What that? Yeah, that's yeah. I'm flummoxed. He- He's gonna sing. Go, Jake, go. Oh, and he has a keyboard. And Daria used that to escape. He has a keyboard. Oh, the fashion club was wrong, and they're actually upset. The fashion club took a chance, and they saw that their predictions were wrong. So you gotta feel bad for them. They actually put themselves out there. Oh, got the letter from Musings magazine. And oh, Daria's been rejected outright. She didn't want and she didn't want to submit it, and now she did, and she feels way awful. And she is Daria. This is highly interesting. Daria is is a lot more upset than she normally would be. Daria's not thick headed, but she is. She's an introvert. She doesn't like putting herself out there. Dang, Tom telling Daria to grow up. That's a bit random. They are recalling the newsletter, and they're giving refunds. Oh wow, they didn't re. No, they didn't. Well, at least they admit it. Sandy is not even helping. Everybody, what's Jake up to now? It's a wonderful beat. Oh, okay, it's right to the tune of Yankee Doodle Dandy. Well, no, I'll give Jake credit with that because back during my very brief very brief military career, there was wow, he just destroyed that keyboard. But the redoing lyrics and adapting them for a military cadence was quite popular. It is? No, it ain't. Daria is going to realize that the advice that she gave her father applies to herself as well. I always like when Jake and Daria have like their father daughter moments. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's quite cool. A plaque for the a plaque for the plaque. Lawndale High Fashion Club. We mean well. Yes, it does need to be on to be recorded. Daria is eating crow. Yeah. And he got over there quick. Ew. So when is Helen going to burst into Daria's room again? I'm just waiting for it. Daria was not acting like a word that rhymes with clerk. Helen burst in yet again. Yes, they do. They do. They do say, yeah, a lot of stuff submits rejection letters. I often say that. Oh, to keep submitting stuff, just in case they need to fill some pages. Oh, you should hear the kiss, and Helen saw it, and oh wow, that was perfectly timed. Hey, Daria's playing Doom, or some version of it. All right. Alrighty. All in all, this is number one. This is an episode that breezed by quick, like at 20 minutes in. Shoot, exactly 20 minutes and change. So it's a very. So wait a second. Daria was blocked for like 30-minute episodes. All right. This episode had a runtime from beginning to end of 20 minutes 42 seconds. That means when it aired, MTV, in its infinite wisdom, or lack thereof, shoved in damn near 10 minutes worth of commercials. You know, it's a miracle that cable TV still hangs around as an option. I understand traditional broadcast TV, over the airs, that's kind of like necessary for like basic news and stuff and things of that nature. But cable TV as an industry, with as many channels as it has, and how often things go to commercial breaks and long commercial breaks at that too, it's like kind of makes you wonder. And it obviously, one big way it's really noticeable, if you ever watch episodes of Stargate SG-1 on Comet, it's like the early episodes from like the Showtime era of the show, and it's like where they put in the commercial breaks, you realize what's being cut out. In the case of the story of D, it's like that episode, like only 20 minutes. That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird for a runtime. And only reason why I noticed that is when I looked over to this screen here where I have OBS set up for the recording, and I just happened to glance down at the bottom and realize just how long this video is at this point. It's kind of nuts there. So obviously padding and stretching for time. Uh, anyway, uh, the two episodes, as it's 4 o'clock p.m. Uh, the two plot lines here between the fashion club, coming up with their newsletter and wanting, wanting to raise money for a mirror to get some to be like their idols, the models and stuff like like a humanitarian award. Like they had ambitions of it, and it says like they put out what they thought would have been trendy and stuff, only to realize in comparison to the publications that they read that they were entirely wrong. It's an interesting lesson there. But I love the twist with Sandy saying like, oh, how can we get a plaque? You just give yourselves a plaque. Like put it up in the girls' bathroom anyway by the mirror that you use. And and this says this that with the little tagline "We mean well" on it. It they get the wrong lesson there, but it was kind of neat in its own way to see when Tiffany actually and Stacy all like writing and coming up with the stuff like what their predictions would be on fashion trends. Back at it, we actually there's actual footage of the show of Tiffany actually being being functional. Is actually quite shocking. The Daria rejection letter bit, I obviously I was wrong on thinking that Mr. O'Neill submits the story on Daria's behalf because there was an earlier episode like that. But no, he just happens to blurt out the secret that and goes out there that she's got the work published when she was just submitting the story. Um, you kind of feel bad for that, and then he tells Mrs. Branch about it. And then we learned that secret that he told her when they were getting it on school property, and oils were involved. Like I like the pairing of Mrs. Branch and Mr. O'Neill as a couple, and it's made for some great gags. I was like kind of like a mental image I did not need at the same time, even though there's been numerous scenes of them like making out and stuff over the course of the series. But it's just like how random it was said. We got to learn a little bit more about Jake. That he did, try to write song stuff, and I get why his stuff was rejected from his military academy days because it was just reworking things to the tune of Yankee Doodle Dandy. But as I mentioned, that was something that is quite common in the army, or at least during my army stint. That there were a couple of songs that were like reworked to for like a military cadence or for when marching and um like do what diddy diddy dum diddy do do um well that's that entire song. I forget the actual name of it. Roy Orbison's was it is it was not Pretty Woman. uh um Wait, was it a Roy Orbison song? Now I can't remember. Roy Orbison was Pretty Woman. Oh well. Anyway, but I'm totally going off on a sidetrack and rambling here. But this was a fine episode. It's a very very quick episode as I get back on track. Um, like, again, and I clearly confused its overall premise with the earlier episode. So anyway, not really much more to talk about on this one. So next episode will be Lucky Strike. We'll cover that next week. So with that said, we'll wrap this up here. Like, comment, subscribe if you're so inclined. Tighten your friendship bracelet, stay safe, and we'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, folks.